Alrighty, so it looks like this one streamer named Denims. I've only heard about her because I watch Asmongold streams, and apparently she's part of that. I think that's the person who's getting sued by Ethan or something like that. It's long story short, I think she basically crashed out on that or something like that. She was like scared that she was gonna get sued. I think that's what I've heard. But it looks like she's saying some stuff about some VTubers, so let's check this out.
Love VTuber. I'm waiting for you to lose the lawsuit. Oh no, that's iDubbbz. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my
Hold on, let me switch the screen real quickly. Okay, that's what I was trying to say.
god. So sad for you, man. Well, I hope one day, I know you might think your life is over because you're 40 years old and you've never made a single friend in your life. But, anyone can turn their life around. Anyone. Oh, sorry, not you. I changed my mind. Listen, I love VTubers, but it's a special type of mental derangement when it's someone that follows exclusively VTubers and also Asmongold. This is not a good sign. Followed Asmongold, right? Following Rich Campbell. Okay.
So first of all, this Denims person is already crashing out, uh, letting this person get to her, so to the point where she has to stalk his follow list to see, who the person follows. It seems like so. She's already said that you're having a what was it deranged? Hold on, let me go back to. I don't want to quote on her.
Listen, I love VTubers, but it's a special type of mental derangement.
So she's saying that people who watch VTubers have a mental deranged syndrome for following YouTuber or VTubers and Asmongold for some reason. That's a little much, and I think it's really you can totally tell that she's a little upset and triggered just from again she wouldn't even have to care, but she goes on doing this stuff. You can already tell she's already affected.
When it's someone that follows exclusively VTubers and also Asmongold. This is not a good sign. Followed Asmongold, right? Following Rich Campbell. Okay. Then followed Asmongold's other account, Hyperfan. And that wasn't enough, by the way. He's also following, where is it? Asmongold 24/7. He needs his Asmongold, okay? He needs it.
I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of like that too. Ever since Asmon's kind of taking his break, it kind of sucks. But isn't that the whole point of you know streamers? Like you watch who you want to watch for streamers. I don't think it matters who you should watch. You watch whoever you want to watch. That's the whole point. And well, you can tell from the VTubers, it looks like it's a lot of the not so crazy VTubers. The ones are, I'd say, pretty normal for the most part. More common sense VTubers. You have Kirshi here, Lucy, all the groups. But I think they're all in one group. To be honest, they're all like the Mystic Talent group. I think. Oh, Iron Mouse.
He needs his mold. And then was like, discovered Iron Mouse and was like, well, actually, sorry, discovered. It seems like a couple of VTubers before then, actually. He's been on his VTuber grind for forever. Asian Bunny X, respect, real, recognize, real. And then was like, you know what, dude? Yeah, it's time to goon, okay? Time to just VTube goon. So true. 3D women suck. None of them ever have loved me in my life. So it's okay. One of these
So, but that's like with everything though. Like, I mean, if you're gonna go on stream to goon for someone, it's not just VTubers. It's literally any girl, really, or girls you're into. And I think in terms of if you want to goon for a VTuber, that's fine. I mean, the whole point is the VTuber is supposed to create that imagination and the fantasy. That's isn't that the whole point of VTubing? I mean, like that's why a lot of VTubers are some VTubers are very accepting when you say the word goon in their chat or stuff like that, and oh hey, let me see feet because it's like it's a VTuber. They don't give a shit. And for someone to say something like this, like doesn't she kind of promote that shit too, like gooning for her or something like that? Doesn't she do like OnlyFans and stuff like that?
VTubers, they're the only things that can ever love me. Goon time, goon. Oh, and he's following the Nazi gooner bait, obviously. This guy.
Oh, Nazi gooner, but I think she's talking about Kirishi because apparently she's a Nazi, right? So, and I think this is well, first thing that shows that she's very popular. So, good on Kirishi. And second, you can totally tell if she's saying it's that kind of provocative. You already know what kind of person she is, and she seems like a very crazy liberal.
He doesn't know when he's being pandered to, and he's like goon. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Goon. Goon. Oh, look, and he's following the Nazi rat VTuber too. Goon, goon,
But
goon,
who's a Nazi rat tuber? Let me see this stuff.
goon,
Oh, I should probably look that one. I think I retweeted that.
goon. Time to goon. And now he's here. That's so sad for you.
To be fair though, like the guy shouldn't have went into their territory because I mean, if you're gonna say shit in someone else's territory, you either have to have backup or well, just be ready for this kind of stuff. So I don't have any sympathies for this guy. I think she could do it the hell she wants if she wants to do it. And obviously this person clearly triggered her, but I think also like I'm sure if he's okay with, getting I guess somewhat doxxed like this, that's totally fine because that's kind of his fault for jumping in. Like I would never go to Hassan's stream and be like, "Oh yeah," and say all this stuff what I think about Hassan because I'm not trying to get banned. I'm not trying to, I don't want to get freaking in trouble because I mean, all my opinions are sticking with my YouTube page or, my Twitter. I'm not going to go in there and try to bash in there if if I don't have any, defensive, I guess.
That is really tough. That's really tough.
But you can tell she's very affected by
a
it.
brutal life you lead, man. I hope one day you can find a friend. I don't think it's possible for you. I think it's too late for you, man. I think it's too late. I think it might be too late. And then he's also so stupid. He can't come up with like anything to come back with. Like he can't even come up with an insult. His insult is just at himself saying, "I love my gooning VTubers." Do you frequently try to make fun of other people by
Well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with you? I love my gooning VTubers. I mean, dude, who cares? I think I don't think it's a comeback, but hey, I think if this person is embracing who he is, why the hell not, right? Here's what I've kind of learned in life. The quicker you admit to quotation mark weird or whatever, your easier life will be. Like I've noticed when people, like example, right? If you admit to yourself being a gooner quicker, then nothing happens. You just admit to it and move on. Because I think a lot of times where people try to hide the gooning part, you're kind of weird. But if you just admit to it right away, no one cares.
Making fun of yourself? Has it ever worked? Go outside, man. Just like, please, please.
Why would you want him to go outside when, you want people to watch you? That's the whole point.
Go outside.
Yeah, that's kind of, dumb. So let's see the comments here. Auntie goes, the fact that she called VTubers gooner bait when she has OnlyFans. Yeah, she has OnlyFans, right? Here we go. And another one from Chibi Reviews. Why is she attacking VTubers and even going as far as to call them all goontubers while she has an OnlyFans? Yeah, it's really the logic makes no sense in this. It's kind of ridiculous from here. But let me see if I can find that rat VTuber. Okay, and it looks like we got some feedback from Kirishi, and also as the rat VTuber, which is pretty great. We're reaching levels of retardation previously thought impossible. Yep, pretty much. That's a great comeback there. Why am I known as the Nazi rat VTuber? What is happening? So these are kind of funny. I like these. These are really funny to read, and they can obviously take a joke. They don't really care too much. But yeah, that's pretty funny how they're calling her a Nazi. But is she like French or something like that? So the word Nazi, and I here's what I believe. If you're calling somebody a Nazi or a fascist, I already think of you as someone who has some kind of derangement from Trump or whatever, because I think when you use that word, you're using such a little belittle word where you're belittling people who actually suffered through the Holocaust, and obviously, their definition of Nazi is different from yours. So I personally don't think when people use the word Nazi, because I don't think it's true, and I don't think they really know the impact of what Nazi truly is. But if you keep using it, it's going to get to the point where when Nazism actually does happen, no one's going to give a shit. The boy who cried wolf. Kind of like the same thing. So anyway, that's their response. So let's see if I can find anything else. I'm kind of interested to see if there's anything here. And then here next goes, Hose Mag, she can't compete with 2D women. Very true. And that's what I think too. Like with a lot of VTubers, and I think that's why VTubing is so big now. It's because again, it's easy to kind of again have that gooner bait, and maybe it's true. I totally agree with that. But I notice a lot of real streamers, they get kind of jealous of being for these VTubers because they have these bitterness where it's like, oh well, they just have to make a model and they talk. It's more than that. Yeah, VTubing again, it's easier for sure, but it's a lot of work too. You got to put a lot of work into art. You got to put a lot of work in like keeping up with the art and as well as dates and seasons and holidays. But it's a lot of work being a VTuber, and not everyone can do it because obviously I sometimes do a VTuber. It doesn't really, I'm not fucking like it doesn't really work for me, but it's nice to have one, especially when times when you feel tired and stuff like that. But if you can really work a VTuber, I mean, why not? I mean, people can do it. It's great, and obviously people watch it for a reason. And again, if you're watching someone on Twitch, you're trying to escape the reality. Maybe you don't want to see a real person. Maybe you just want to see a 2D VTuber, and let your imagination go wild. That's the fun part of it, right? I mean, if you want a goon, you got a goon, right? So, and I think that person who responded, he's like, yeah, I'm totally happy with my gooner tubers. I'm all for it. So, and here we go. This is her, photo where she posted. It's like, oh, getting sued for copyright infringement. So time to slut it up, I guess. Oh, okay, now I remember who she is. She's the one that basically reacted to Ethan's video and then told everyone to not follow Ethan, which is the whole point of Ethan suing her. So then she goes like, "Oh, time to slut it up, I guess." So then now she's trying to be a sleuth. So yeah, no, she's gonna get a lot of backlash for this. I think a lot of people aren't gonna like her, but it is what it is. I personally don't really care because at the end of the day, it's like I'm not trying to defend anyone here. Like I think I'm just seeing it as what it is. Doesn't matter to me because I'm not the one going and bothering her and stuff like that. But I will make the video. So thank you for the content for that, Denims. So nothing wrong with that. So, anyways, what are your thoughts, guys? What do you think about all this? I think it's kind of funny. I definitely think it's like a little crash out, from her for sure. But it is what it is. But yeah, it doesn't really matter to me.